don't think that this is an unwinnable one for Underground. I mean, I look at the players there, and I think, you know, in particular, there's a couple of guys that could potentially take a game away. I don't really feel like Night Ray has particularly activated so far this season. We watched, obviously, now this is 3 maps from Underground. I don't know that Nuke is necessarily going to be the map where I'm expecting him with the AWP to be able to just run away with things, but he's someone that I'd probably like to see a little bit of a higher level coming out from. But either way, get into the game here and see how things go. It is Housebets to kick things off on that T side, and already running out with a fair bit of util in hand.
Indeed. So looking like an outside take, full wall of smokes across outside as Housebets make their way down there. Damio cleaned out of lobby side there. So the lurk are going to be taken out of the equation early on, and a man advantage going the way of the CTs, and they can hear all of these footsteps into lowers.
I don't know how much that's going to help them. Obviously, they're going to have to hit some shots. Omichella goes down pretty quick, smart, but Night Raid was being a little bit cheeky. He's run out of bullets, so he'll also fall. However, damage done. Housebets still down a member. The defense has been good enough. Your Wombat, though, was a danger man on Dust 2, and he will be here on Nuke as well. Nice and clean. 4K again. He is the master of the 4Ks tonight. I don't know if you know this guy, Pilski. His name's Techno 4K. I think your Wombat could take a leaf out of his book, and he could become your Wombat 4K. What do you think of that?
Sounds like a terrible name, but look, it's true. It is kind of true. I don't know what Wombat's like had to eat today. Man is absolutely farming. Usually he's kind of a player that would be a little bit more on the supportive side traditionally, but even in the last iteration of Housebets, when he decided to come back and play some CS again, he, you know, was playing pretty well. Outside stack here with the wall of smokes again. Underground trying to play in front of it. Nice flash over the top. Whoa. Gets a lot of value. That's a lot of kills going the way of the CT side. Great damage on the CT economy and a chance for Mechanical. He could swindle around these smokes and find a good timing with the AK. He could have made something happen, but he just couldn't.
Where's the AK? They can't find the AK. There was an AK, right?
Yeah. Mechanical had it in his hands. Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah. They couldn't find it. It must have dropped into the smoke. So, either way, it's going to be a couple of Galils that'll go through there for Housebets. Pretty successful anti-eco, though, if you're Underground.
I mean, that's just another example of one of these rounds where it's like they seem to get pretty good reads and good timings and good supportive utility. Like some of the plays that you're seeing from Underground, you probably expect from a higher level team, really, inside Oceania. So it's always promising to see stuff like that.
Easy, gonna go have a little bit of a look with the AWP. Night Raid has opted to force into one himself. Glass cannon. He's over towards ramp, so he might not actually come into play this round. Which, if you're Underground, probably hoping it's going to be the case. Just get this one done nice and easy with the M4s and the MP9s. That would actually be best case scenario. And you upgrade those MP9s into AKs. Or Galils.
This time without the wall of smoke on outside, there was not too many tells that it is actually a creep into lower, and there's been a fair bit of pressure on towards Annex and Lobby from both Damio and Apok. So you see Underground still quite hard committed to holding the upper side of the map, but as they take longer and longer to kind of clear out this lurk or to deal with any pressure on the upper side of the map, they're losing more and more control of lowers, and that is a big problem for the CT side, because retaking this lower site when you don't have any space or any pressure and there's an active lurk in play is a bit of a nightmare.
Housebets definitely taking their time about getting onto that B site, though. Have allowed a real rotation to come through here from Underground. Only now is the bomb plant going down. Your Wombat's going to have to deal with this decon control on his own. There's a flank coming through, but it's way too late. Damio is just not there. This is on the PZ now. There's a tap on that bomb. He gets 2 somehow. But Damio is going to be the key to make it here for Housebets. He'll open the doors, go for the spray. It's a bit of a wild one. He misses it. I don't know how Housebets have found a way to lose that round, but they have.
I just don't think that they knew how advantageous the position they found themselves in was. Like, Underground was so hard committed to holding that upper side, but I agree with you. Housebets taking a good 20 to 30 seconds longer to get themselves into a lowers after plant. And all of that time burnt just puts them in a much worse position than they really should have been in. So, unfortunate missed opportunity for Housebets to go off to a 3-0 start. And that's going to do a number on their economy. They might do an uppers pop with the Tech 9s here, or a ramp rush, actually.
Tech 9 going to be the one to do the damage. It's actually the Galil. Top Dud has got Housebets and entry into B. There is going to be a fast rotation down that vent. But Housebets are not going to overcommit to a plant just yet. They're looking to clear out some more space. Smoke into door. And Apoc Dud now going to set that plant on the floor. But this setup, not a bad one from Housebets. There's a flash into that smoke. Mechanical, though, he can't make any use of it. There's just smokes everywhere. And another flash comes through, but Warpath able to avoid that nicely. Apoc Dud getting a lot of work done with the Galil in this round as well. Night Raid and Raleigh just have to save. That's going far better for Housebets, and maybe they take a look at that and say, you know what, if we just play a little bit quicker, we might actually win some more rounds.
Yeah, I mean, just sending it straight through ramp room. It was kind of the state of their buy that informs that decision. They're a bit more pigeonholed into the fact that they have to do something in the early to mid round when they don't have the rifles or the utility to play a bit more of a drawn out affair against the CTs. But again, agree with you. The pace change from Housebets works out beautifully for them. See how Underground's going to respond here, saving only the 2 rifles. Looks like they do opt to buy around them. A1S dropped on over to Omichella. So we've got 5-7, maybe 2 Famouses in the mix. So decent looking buy, could definitely get work done. Issue really being that Housebets is not too resettable in a round like this. They've got a pretty good economy built up for themselves after that success in the last round. A lot of util pressure on uppers here. Housebets waiting out the mollies, might go for an uppers timing with the flashes. But not feeling comfortable enough to actually pull the trigger. And in the meanwhile, it's actually the radio aggression from the CT side of things that dislodges things. The bomb dropped in the open, smoke for safety, really disrupting this one for Housebets.
Oh, maybe not so much. Samia's been able to get that refrag onto Coops, and we're back to a 3-on-3 now. So, decent start from Underground, but Coops just wasn't able to get back out to safety in time. He ends up losing his life. Mechanical still holding on to only a 5-7. Situation has been somewhat stabilized by Housebets. They've also got some map control, taking ramp room.
Bomb really hasn't moved an inch. Falcon applying more util pressure to uppers, seeing if he can keep the CTs interested and maybe even go for a pick or slip down vents, while the rest of Housebets are trying to make their way down Megaton. Not fully decided on what they want to be doing yet. That's only a 1-for-1, but they know at least where one of these CTs is. Housebets just can't make up their mind where they want to finish. Finally making it down into lower, but there's already a CT down vent.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to cost them. PC has got that bomb. There is a smoke for him to plan in. Damio's going to be a bit of a creep down the stairs from control room, and he should get both here, Will. So it worked out in the end for Housebets, but yeah, I mean, it was something that we identified on Dust 2 that is now kind of cropping up a little bit on Nuke as well. Very, very slow in these mid-rounds, Housebets, and in some cases that is costing them. Not the case there in that last round, definitely, but something to keep in mind.
I mean, Brace has been their caller for the longest time, so despite the fact that you do have plenty of people who have experience calling or being more supportive elements on some of these teams, without their usual IGL, I agree with you. They look a little bit lost in some of these mid-rounds, having a tough time finding the right reads sometimes. And again, it looks like these ecos are giving them some trouble.
Yep. He popped up down early. He was playing top of silo, so it must have been some nice shots in there from Night Raid. He should have seen quite a bit of info, and I imagine that's why Housebets are making this push over to ramp room once again. You spot 4 or 5 players on outer, you think, okay, well, we'll just go take the other side of the map then. And they do. But in the meanwhile, Underground being quite active. They are going to run into Damio. Ends up being, again, a 1-for-1, which is really not too bad as far as Underground is concerned. And at this point, Housebets, they need to be getting that bomb down as quickly as they can. Luckily, it may not really come down to that. PZ's just locking it in, getting those 2 kills and locking in the ramp control. But, you know, your Wombat goes down to Mechanical. If he gets one more down there on B, it could be scary. Luckily for Housebets, that doesn't seem like it's going to end up being the case. Housebets actually still have yet to get the bomb plant down, but finally Falcon's going to be able to do it.
It's stuck behind the smoke here. Aim punch going to be a very difficult factor to deal with. But if Mechanical's able to get some nice movement going, preempt some of these positions, he could have had a chance. Unfortunately, the shadow advantage is pretty huge for PZ there. And once you land that first bullet against the unarmored CT, it's kind of Joe from there. 2 rifles brought over for Housebets, so once again, significant damage from the eco round for Underground. They continue to put pressure on Housebets, but they need to actually get themselves into this game now. Like, they need to take advantage of that economy pressure, win 2 or 3 CT gun rounds in a row, and all of a sudden this will be a lot closer of a game.
That's fair and valid, but right now, not a super close game, that's for sure, and that will not help. Smoke's going to come up on a nice timing here for your Wombat to just continue on forward. Will actually get pegged through the smoke, but then again, there's always a trade available, and Housebets keep the numbers advantage and also start to barrel their way down to B.
Yeah, 4 on 3. These kind of rounds on Nuke are all about the reads, individual timings, rotations. Coops has got to be the man to do the heavy lifting here outside of windows. Pressure being applied by Housebets. Apoc Dud's more than ready for it. Next up to the task is Omichella, but he's given absolutely nothing to work with. So utility neutralizes his position. And Housebets will get themselves into a pretty safe afterplant now.
I imagine Underground are really going to be having a good time of things at the moment. 1 and 6. Trying to hold on to these guns and being unable to do so. As you can see, Damio's definitely having a look. He's not going to be finding Omichella where he is right now. Falcon, however, might be in with a bit of a chance. Depends largely on Omichella's timing here, and he's at least going to survive with that AK in hand. Unless PZ gets there. He's keen for it. Nice little positional change up. Omichella, though, bomb. Yeah, just going to be a bit too much. At least he got some damage done on his way out, but ultimately not what Underground would have wanted, as they're now down 1 to 6.
Yeah,
again, they don't really have a bite going into this one.
Continue to keeping the pressure on this T side, running away with the game. Unless they slip up against the pistols, which have been pretty deadly for Underground here, then this is looking like a pretty safe game of Nuke for Housebets, and it's a map that they're very comfortable on. All of these players are very familiar with it. And it's definitely the kind of map you can outplay a lower level team on, which is kind of what it feels like is happening right now. Here's Lobby Crunch coming in through radio as well as Hut, and look, it does once again find a little bit of impact, but good reactions from Housebets. They're able to clean it up, deal with that 5-7 armor, and despite losing a couple of rifles, they're just going to continue trotting along on this T side.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a bit of a foregone conclusion. 7 and 1. Housebets not opting to change too much up. Going to go with the 5 rifles once again. So let's see what the approach is going to be this round. Night Raid again looking toward Outer with his orb, but won't have much of an impact on this round because Housebets are set up at lobby. This is looking like an A-take so far. Creeping a player or two into Hut. Smoke for Annex. Molly's over the top as well. Mechanical forced off the silo, and 2 clean entries from Housebets. There is nothing you're going to be able to do about that if you are Underground.
Yeah, Housebets just continuing to play with more and more confidence. This is kind of the level that we expect of a roster like this in a game against Underground. Coops is going to secure an exit with the AWP, but that's about all that there is to write home about for Underground. Nothing else particularly going right for them. Really want to hunt down this orb. Pips is getting his exit frags as much as possible, but they just keep scaling at him with more and more utility, making life difficult for him until he gets a couple of shots and they'll take the orb out of his hand. So only Omichella to hold on to the rifle, heading into round number 10. Will that even be enough for Underground to really buy into this one? Really wouldn't be surprised to just see pistols and armor or SMGs and armor around the singular rifle, but they're happy to buy. I think the main point of that being that Omichella can drop an orb over the night raid. That might have been a bit of a difference maker for them. MP9s and armor come out as well from the rest of the boys, which is pretty serviceable in a lot of positions on you. It's going to more so limit you towards outside and things like that.
Alright, well, Housebets once again on their way through outer pretty quickly. Underground answering that by sending Omichella down lower alongside Night Raid. They might not be there in time to push so fast from Housebets, but luckily Night Raid is doing some things. He's got himself the chance for 2, even a 3rd there was on offer. Didn't land that shot, but Omichella's position unknown. Your Wombat's not spotted him. That could well lose the round for Housebets, that's for sure, but re-aggression into lobby could still be punished. Damio waiting for it. He gets 2 here. There's still a lot on offer, but Wayward Spray start things off. Mechanical, good for the initial peak, and Raleigh will clean it up. A lot of damage done by the MP9s. So it's just Apoc Dud, and it looks like the round will be secure on Underground's behalf.
I don't know. Young Thompson. Definitely a clutchable round for him.
I don't know if it's young Thompson anymore.
How old is he? Let's find out.
Mid-late 20s, I reckon. 25? Mid-20s?
Yeah, I'd say mid-20s.
On TV says.
Hey, this is Counter-Strike, you know? That's somewhat young.
Alright. I don't know, man.
$25. He's only 25.
I reckon 25-year-old Pilsky would have won that. Pilly, he would have been called.
Let me think about that. I don't think so, actually. With an orb, I think that's like a job for 17-year-old me. So I was actually hoping.
Well, it's not a big concern for Housebets either way. 2 to 8, whatever. Got plenty of money. We'll buy back into it. Keep battering down the door and see if we can force it up to double digits in the first half. Money not too bad for Underground. If they do lose this round, they'll still be able to fight for the next, but Housebets are not going to slow things down at all. Once again, fast through outer. Bomb to go down secret in the hands of Falcon.
Yeah, just running that one for Damio left behind in lobby. They'll cross the secret with the cover of the smokes. Already double rotation from Underground. Crossfire between Raleigh and Coops. Damio's been legged, so he's going to have to play a little more passive on lobby side. There's some entries down lower. Very nice trades for the T's. They take a lot of damage making it down there, though.
Night Raid will be smoked off. Now Falcon going to start to artillery strike him with the grenade. Oh, he's going to go straight through the smoke. It's an easy kill in the end, which is fantastic considering Falcon's on 12 HP. He wouldn't have wanted a proper pitched battle, but he's given Housebets a real advantage in this round. And now all they have to do is wait. While Underground are, able to afford something into the next, they're going to be seriously thinking about whether or not this is going to be worth it. Definitely won't be taking an AK into the next round if they opt to go for this. Maybe the AWP. An enticing prize as well. So it looked like they were going to give that round over to Housebets. Omichella had a bit of a crack, but all's well that ends well for Housebets, and that's even better. What a shot from Apoc Dud. 9 and 2. He'll recover the AWP, and Housebets definitely got Underground on the ropes.
Yeah, for sure. Get a pause before round number 12, I suppose. iron out some kind of tech issue. Underground with enough money to be able to put at least an AWP together, if not a double AWP if they wanted on Nuke. I think the only rounds that they've really had any success was with the, mid-round timings usually on the rifles. But outside of that, it's been a pretty one-sided game for Housebets. I mean, Nuke is a map that's been in their wheelhouse for the longest time, so I don't think it's particularly surprising. This best-of-one format can get these underdog teams onto maps that they're a little bit more comfortable on. They don't have to play the whole veto process or go throughout the whole map pool, but I don't know if Nuke was it for Underground tonight. Dust 2 looked promising. Looked like they had the head screwed on nicely. But Nuke has not been a good one for him.
Yeah, I mean, definitely getting the idea, obviously, that Dust 2 is probably pretty up there in the pool for Underground, or, at least somewhere within the pool. But I'd have to agree that Nuke is maybe not quite their map. I mean, they are on CT side, and Housebets have always been a team that have not necessarily minded going towards Nuke, so could be an element of that involved as well, but see what they can do when they do get onto T side. Hopefully they'll give themselves at least a third round here to play with. A third round and a pistol, and it's definitely not over, but right now it's looking pretty grim.
See if they can scrape a third round together here. PC blowing open the door, looking for an opening pick. Wombat going down on outside, and this is where Underground, they're starting to press. Great flash up over the top, but it's even better awareness for Housebets, avoiding that one nicely. They have found PC a door, though, who really looks like he tried to force his way out there. Punished quite heavily for that. So Underground need to convert this 4-on-3. But on Nuke, CT side, even with a man advantage, these can be tricky rounds to get put together.
Oh, that's awkward. Dud going to start to waltz his way out, and Damio's going to get the entry through hut as well. All of a sudden, Coops, he was feeling pretty comfortable up there on top of heaven, but not so much anymore. Molly, it will fizzle. There's been a few of them tonight. So that does give him a little bit more room to work with here. It's tough for Dud to get that plant down, but luckily he's got the coverage of Damio and Falcon, and that'll be that. 10-2, a decisive first half from Housebets.
Them pass. Yeah, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you it's silence. Thought I have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign. Yeah, to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time. Yeah, made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Okay, things not looking very good for Underground at the moment. Scoreline 10-2. Coming back from this one, Pilski. Piss around important, definitely, but rallying the troops might be just as important, and I don't know how easy of a task that is going to be.
Limoncello looking for a pick on outside. Underground waiting inside of lobby, filling out whether there's going to be any kind of CT aggression. Housebets already making some moves down into lower. We do have at least one player inside ramp room. Great pick on outside from Limoncello. He kicked off Dust 2 with a bang on the P250 armor, and he's been good for it again.
It's going to prompt some movement from Housebets, and that is exactly what Underground is hoping for. Coops is set up, Night Raid is set up, Mechanical set up. They're all waiting for a push. They're going to get it, but Falcon does get the better of Coops on that engagement. Now your Wombat also finding Night Raid, starting to fall apart a little bit for Underground. Falcon, though, under pressure here, landing another shot, and he doesn't even want to get out. He just wants to keep fighting. He knows he's got the backup. Your Wombat has dropped. That P250 in the hands of Limoncello is paying off. Now it's Damio's turn, and he'll have a little bit of a whiff that allows Underground down the vent. So Falcon comes into play once again.
So much util here. Full belt of it on Mechanical, who will stick the plant. Down to 3 HP. Limoncello wrapping back around. He might need to ace for them to win here.
Falcon gets himself another one. So indeed, up to 3. Limoncello no longer. Mechanical should be an easy one, but he's hit the headshot onto Falcon. Time a factor. Apokdad needs to defuse. He's mollied himself off. Is there a chance here for Apokdad with this defuse? Surely not. He gets the kill. Oh, has he got time here? It doesn't look like it. There's no defuse kit available.
Oh, Jordan, did you see that? They both tried to open the door. Both CTs tried to open the door at the same time and then couldn't get it open. Oh,
Door stuck.
Door was stuck, indeed. And Underground's going to win themselves a round off of door stuck and Limoncello on the P250 again. So look at step 1. Complete. Falcon's going to drop PZ a A1S though. So if they're not ready for this on some certain angles, especially if this is like, yeah, this might be a run boost straight up onto the, oh no, it's not. He's going to go garage. I thought they might run boost up on top of warehouse and he tries to take some duels. How's the util coverage on outside here? Oh no, he's already lost it. What a shot from Night Raid.
Yeah, shots connecting there.
Oh,
And
that
well,
nade.
Nade also does some nice juicy damage. I mean, if that opening kill had gone the way of Housebets and they then hit that grenade, you'd think actually they're in a great spot for this round. But now, probably still a little Underground favored. Timing here though from Falcon's not a bad one. Apokdad also able to cross, so Night Raid is surely a dead man. It's an easy one with the Deagle. So we are back to even numbers, 3-on-3. But B-side being taken by Underground and plant going down reasonably quickly, I want to say.
Took a while. Trying to get that nice open plant, but the CTs are already applying pressure. That's not a great timing for Damio though. Now Megaton belonging to the Ts. And they can play that crossfire off of Raleigh. Housebets are not even going to go for this. Yeah, just keeping their hands on the rifles for the next round. Which, with a couple of those pistols dropped over, could still be another dangerous round for Underground to deal with.
Terrorists win.
A little smattering of an investment again from your Wombat, Damio, and PZ. They want to just give themselves something in this round if Falcon and Apokdad can get something done. Fairly reasonable.
Underground trying to work their way into this game. Boost to trying to find a pick on outside or get a kill on silo. I thought this is where they're going to put PC in the last round. So we'll see if this off angle works well for Apoctide this time around. Silo is the angle he has to be concerned about. Underground just running a 1-4, sitting in lobby, while they leave Omnichella to his own devices on top of Silo. Running into this pistol stack could be troublesome for the T's here.
Very troublesome indeed. The quick kills come through for those riflers, and all of a sudden the round breaks open. Pistolers not quite having the same success, though. Damio making this push puts him in a position with that 5-7 to get something done. He won't land the headshot that he needs. And so, once again, it looks like Underground may just get themselves through a round by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, Apoctide's so low, he's just going to save the rifle for next. Falcon's still got enough to buy into the next round, so he might go prodding a little, but without a kit, I think he doesn't have any real serious prospects of really winning this round. Instead, he's just going to go through lobby side, see if he can find a lurker or an exit, maybe even pick up a little bit more util. Housebets still taking guns away from Underground as they continue to pick up rounds on this T side, so kind of death by 1,000 cuts to the T side economy for now. But I will still require Housebets to come up with the goods in one of these early gun rounds if they want to try to close out this game. Because otherwise, I mean, Underground slowly working their way through this T side. Their T side on Dust 2 looked pretty well organized, had some good util behind it. And so far, so good on Nuke. Good mid-rounding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly as we said, wasn't it? Where, you know, if they could maybe start this half well, there's a chance. There's a small chance, definitely, but there's always a chance. And putting the right pieces of the puzzle together to start to make a convincing argument that there may be something out of this map still. But early days yet, so not getting too excited at this stage. And a slow approach from Underground to kick this round off.
Starting to make some moves on outside. Night Raid looking for that opening pick. There's the waterfall smoke, top side of Annex. And they'll connect the rest of the wall as well. Damio looking to play inside of it. Breaking it open for PZ to try and get an ult pick, but Underground are taking their time. Another nade breaks it open from PC, but still not quite finding the right angle to find an opener for the CT side. And Underground now making some moves into Warehouse. Oh, the jiggle. Mechanicals lost the bomb. Second player in Warehouse spotted out as well.
.4v5, not a place you'd want to be here as Underground. Night Raid looking for the entries with the AWP. Somewhat shotgun style there into Annex. He's actually going to get picked off by PZ, who is having a grand old time on Outer. Coops has been spotted on the way in, so that'll be an easy one for Damio. And it looks like this round is going to be an easy one in the end for Housebets. Just as it started to maybe get rolling for Underground, Housebets pull one back.
Well, Underground have pretty much emptied the bank account to try to buy up into this round. And with 1900 loss bonus, if they drop this round, it's the end of the game for them. Once again, going towards outside, this time the far wall of smoke. And look, they were having a tough time blowing open those smokes and finding picks in the last round, Housebets. But that one has been an absolute banger for PC. And Underground must live through the rest of this round with a player disadvantage. They're also getting shut out of Secret. Great mollies and HE nades just chipping away at the T's. Getting battered and bruised from every angle so far.
Yeah, that's not a bad look at all from PZ. Hello. He's he's back. Not seeing that at all. Damio will clean it up. 12-5. This is looking like it'll be a done deal for Housebets, but yeah, I think there's definitely some positive signs to take away from this. Particularly PZ having a good night. You know, I think he was one of the AWPers that really struggled with that transition from CSGO to CS2. But if he's back and ready to grind it out, maybe that's what Housebets needs.
Yeah, full buy coming through, but couldn't put together too much here underground. Just pistols and armor. Around a Galil once again choosing to go towards outside. You can see Housebets knowing that the money's not so great for the T side. We're kind of maybe expecting something towards upper. And as a result, look, Underground has actually made their way straight down secret in towards lowers, taking a little bit of damage to get down there. Well, Matt's in position to try to slow this one down. Great molly to do so. That can get put out by Koos, but already you're seeing a couple of CTs that have made it down vent.
Oh, this, yeah, I mean, it's over before it begins, really. Mechanical is done, and so is the map. 13-5. Housebets will clean it up. Nice little 2-0 to kick off their campaign here in Season 49 of ESL Challenger League Oceania, which is going to have them right on track with the likes of Vantage and Rooster, who at the moment are the only undefeated teams